G'day, mates. So, Albania, you've probably heard whispers about this little Balkan gem. Is it worth going? Bloody oath, yes. But let's not just take my word. We're diving into Tirana, Berat, the Albanian Riviera, hello, Sarandë and Ksamil, Gjirokastër and the Albanian Alps. But hey, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out and I appreciate it immensely. Okay, buckle up. It's gonna be a wild ride of bunkers, beaches, and bountiful banter. Let's go. Welcome to Tirana, the capital where chaos and charm collide. First impressions? No McDonald's, no Starbucks. And you know what? Good on them. Instead, you'll find local cafes on every corner, where Tirana's folks sip espresso all day like they've got nowhere else to be. Legend has it Albanians run on caffeine and free-flowing conversation. Skanderbeg Square, the big central plaza with a massive mosaic and a statue of some medieval hero dude on a horse. Skanderbeg, the OG Albanian cowboy. Here, kids play, oldies lounge, and brave tourists dodge rogue bicycles. Crazy traffic and bunkers. Crossing the street, a real-life game of Frogger. Traffic lights are more like suggestions. And those weird concrete igloo things around. Bunkers, thousands of them, left over from a paranoid dictator. They pop up like mushrooms after rain. No, Smurfs don't live in them, but one's now a museum called Bunk Art. Worth a peek for creepy communist history vibes. Blloku district. Once a forbidden zone for communist big shots, now it's Tirana's trendiest nightlife hub. Imagine if Area 51 turned into Bar Central. Rooftop lounges, thumping clubs, quirky bars, even one inside a bunker. By midnight, the whole area is pumping, and you might just find yourself dancing with locals who swear they're Albania's next Eurovision stars. Tirana's the kind of city where 1 minute you're learning history in an old bunker, next minute you're doing shots of Reiki with new friends in a neon-lit bar. It's hectic, a bit grubby in spots, but full of life. If you can survive the taxis that drive like they're in Fast and Furious, Balkan Drift, you'll love it. On to the next adventure, mates. Now for a change of pace. Berat, the city of 1,000 windows. And nope, that's not a Microsoft joke. It's because of the Ottoman-era houses climbing the hillside, each with so many windows staring at you. It's like the buildings are people watching you for a change. Berat is straight out of a fairy tale. White stone houses stacked on green hills, cute cobblestone lanes, and a big medieval castle on top. Walking here feels like you've stepped back in time, or into an Indiana Jones set, minus the boulders. It's peaceful, almost too peaceful. After Tirana's madness, Berat is like a chilled Albanian grandma offering you homemade byrek. You slow down, breathe, maybe pet a stray cat or 5. Climb up to Berat Castle for killer views of the town and mountains beyond. Up there, locals still live within the castle walls, selling honey and handicrafts. Grab a glass of local wine as the sun sets. Yep, Albanians make wine and it's actually good and cheap. Sure, Berat's small and there's not a lot of action, but that's the beauty. It's romantic, relaxing, and ridiculously photogenic. Come here to unwind and say, wow, that's pretty every 5 seconds. Just watch your step on those slick cobblestones if you've had a Reiki or 2. You might roll down the hill faster than you came up. Ready for beach time? Down south we go to the Albanian Riviera, where the Ionian Sea meets laid-back Albanian hospitality. Think Greece vibes on a budget and you're spot on. Sarandë, the Riviera's main hub. A small coastal city with a horseshoe bay and $1 million view of Corfu across the water. By day, Sarandë is all about beaches and cafes. By night, it turns up with waterfront bars and a seaside promenade, perfect for an evening gyro. It's touristy, sure, but still got that Albanian chaos. Expect half-finished buildings next to fancy new hotels. Quirk alert. Sarandë's got a ton of stray dogs that might just join you for your beach walk. They're friendly, probably just after your souvlaki. Ksamil, Maldives of Europe. Big call, but when you see those turquoise waters and white sand, you'll get it. Tiny islands you can swim or paddle to. Beach bars selling fresh coconut and cold Albanian beer for like $2. Cheers to that, mate. It does get crowded in summer. You might battle some families for a sun lounger. But even then, Ksamil's beauty is unreal. Everywhere on the Riviera, the seafood is crazy fresh. Grilled octopus, fried calamari, giant prawns, all so cheap you'll think they misplaced a decimal point on the bill. And the beaches? ranging from lively party spots to hidden coves where it's just you and the sound of waves and maybe a goat wandering by, because Albania. As an Aussie who's fussy about beaches, I give the Albanian Riviera a solid thumbs up. It's like the Greek islands and Croatia had a beautiful, affordable baby. Expect blue water, dramatic mountains meeting the sea, and some of the warmest, chillest people serving you espresso by day and Reiki by night. Honestly, this is the life, and your wallet will barely feel a pinch. Just slop on the sunscreen and enjoy, you lucky duck. Time for Gjirokastër, a UNESCO-listed stone city tucked in the mountains. If Berat was a fairy tale, Gjirokastër is like Game of Thrones' ancient stone houses and a massive fortress looming over the town. Don't worry, no dragons here, that I noticed, but plenty of history and quirky finds. The old town streets are super steep and shiny, paved with limestone that's been polished by centuries of feet, and the occasional tourist bum sliding down. True story, wear good shoes. The houses have these cool stone slab roofs and wooden balconies. It's museum-like, but real people live here, hanging laundry and selling souvenirs out of their front doors. Hike up to Gjirokastër Castle, or take a taxi if you skipped leg day. The castle is epic, massive walls, old armaments, and, wait for it, a US Air Force spy plane on display. Yup, rumor is an American plane was forced to land decades ago, and the Albanians said, finders keepers. Now it sits there like a Cold War trophy. Talk about quirky museum pieces. This town is also famous for its old bazaar, think cobbled market street with hand-woven carpets, antiques, and knockoff designer bags that would make your auntie back home very happy. Maybe haggle a bit. Albanians are chill, but they love a good bargaining session for fun. And if you hear music echoing through the alleys at night, that's probably a local folk band or someone's uncle with an accordion after a few drinks. Join the party. Gjirokastër is atmospheric, folks. It's got that stepped into the past feeling, with a twist of Albanian humor. One minute you're touring an old Ottoman house museum, next you're sipping coffee listening to elderly men argue about politics in intense Albanian. You might not understand a word, but trust me, the passion is real. If you love history with a side of oddball, do not skip Gjiro. It's stony, steep, and stunning. Lastly, for the adventurous souls, the Albanian Alps in the north, aka the accursed mountains. Don't let the name scare you. These mountains are jaw-droppingly gorgeous, green valleys, towering peaks, and tiny villages where time slows way down. Getting there is half the fun, or terror. Imagine narrow winding roads on cliff edges, occasional missing guardrails, and local drivers overtaking on blind corners just for kicks. It's white-knuckle stuff, but you'll live. I did. Pro tip. Honk on those blind curves and hold your breath. If you survive the drive, congrats. You're basically Bear Grylls. These are the two superstar villages up here. Theth has a cute little church, dramatic peaks all around, and a freezing cold waterfall you can hike to, great for a hangover cure. Valbona is on the other side of the mountains, and between them is the famous Valbona Pass hike, about 6-8 hours of trekking through absolute wilderness beauty. If you're into hiking, this trail will have you muttering wow at every turn, when you're not wheezing for air, that is. Up in the Alps, you stay in guest houses run by local families. Think cozy vibes, hearty home-cooked meals, grilled lamb, fresh cheese, and mountains of bread. And grandmas who will absolutely insist you have seconds. At night, the stars are insane. Zero light pollution, just you and the Milky Way. And maybe a cow or two mooing in the distance. It's rustic, it's real, and it's the ultimate escape from city life. The Albanian Alps made me feel like a tiny speck in the best way possible. Up there, it's just you and nature, and maybe an over-friendly goat. Hiking those trails, sharing Reiki with villagers who don't speak a lick of English but smile wider than anyone, I thought, this is why we travel, mates. Just be prepared. No Wi-Fi, no luxury, no worries. And if you hike all day, you've definitely earned that extra slice of byrek at dinner. So, is Albania worth going? After ancient castles, stunning beaches, epic mountains, delicious food, and ridiculously friendly locals, the answer is a big fat yes. Albania is that wild card destination that over-delivers on adventure and charm. Plus, your budget will thank you. It's one of the best bang-for-buck places in Europe. Whether you're into culture, nature, parties, or chill vibes, Albania's got a bit of everything. And it's still a bit of a hidden gem, so you get to feel like an intrepid explorer, with gelato in hand, of course. I had a blast here, from Tirana's funky chaos to the quiet peaks of Theth, and I reckon you will too. So pack your bags, grab your sense of humor, you'll need it for the driving, and get yourself to Albania. Worth it? 100% yes, mate. Adventure on. Jake here, over and out.